from housing and insurance sector in the United States to featuring in America's Next Top Model, and of course to acting and motherhood and now filmmaking. Our guest today has done it all, and she's here to discuss everything with us. So today I have a guest. Hey, welcome to the.
Hi.
I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So let's talk about it. So you've done everything. Of course, I know you're Gemini, and Geminis are always
everywhere.
Oh my God, my dad was a Gemini. God bless his soul. My elder brother is a Gemini. My first boyfriend was a Gemini. My ex-boyfriend was a Gemini.
Ooh.
My sister is a Gemini.
Wow.
Then my best friend is a Gemini.
So you're surrounded by crazy people.
But I don't see you guys as though. Honestly,
I know.
I feel Geminis have multiple personality, and it depends on the one you trigger.
Right.
That's what you get.
Exactly.
That's how I see Geminis actually, personally. But I know a lot of people actually have, one kind of opinion about you guys. But that's okay.
Right.
So tell me, why have you been moving from one sector, one career, different things? Tell me.
Well, it really has not been different careers.
Okay.
Majority of it has been in the entertainment industry. So all my life, I really wanted to be a singer.
Oh.
But modeling has always been there. Growing up here in Lagos, in my stepmother's showroom, because she was a fashion designer.
Okay.
And I would stand in the showroom, in the show glass, and just strike a pose literally for a very long time. And people would stop by and look at her. I'll get all dolled up. So this has always been part of me. But of course, we know the African parents, they want you to go to school, they want you to get a degree, and that was pretty much what I did. So I studied in the University of Kentucky, acquiring an accounting degree over there. But that's really not my passion.
Yeah, I know.
But when people ask me if I wasn't in the showbiz industry, what would I be doing? Whatever it is that I would do would always have to do with helping others.
Oh, okay.
So when I worked with the university, I worked with the state of Kentucky, and I also worked with the state of Maryland.
Okay.
And we provided insurance, medical insurance, to those who were not financially able to get insurance on their own. And then in Kentucky, I assisted in the low-income housing sector. So if you didn't have enough money, and either pretty much family, not just single-based individuals, pretty much family,
Insurance.
We provide you either Section 8 or low-income housing apartment for you and your family.
Yeah, and then tell us about featuring in America's Next Top Model.
Yeah, that was the start of everything.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I actually applied twice.
Okay.
And every time I would apply, because there were different stages, you have to send in your application, your pictures. Back then, send in all this information. They send you contact for the next phase. You come in for an audition where there are like thousands of people there, and I had to do that twice. But then I kind of withdrew because I found out that I was pregnant with my son.
Oh, that was what happened.
Yeah, because you cannot be pregnant
and do that.
Yeah.
Of course, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And you say it's a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
So that made you actually move to Nigeria?
No, not necessarily
Okay.
move to Nigeria, because I remained there.
Okay. After that.
Yeah, I worked for a few years, but I left the state of Kentucky and moved to Baltimore.
Okay.
But I just felt trapped, like I wasn't doing what I wanted to do, what would make me happy. But then the opportunity came for me to start off with my comedy skits. Now, I am not a comedian, but I want to believe I have a good sense of humor. And I started off with YouTube, posting my skits, and that's pretty much how people got to know me.
You.
Then the opportunity came for me to, I would always fly into Lagos to film, and that was not paying off. If you want to be in the movie industry in Nigeria, you literally have to be here. You have to be in their phases. So I pretty much just dropped every single thing that I was doing and moved myself and my children down here. and we have been here for damn near 10 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how was it initially when you got back?
Goodness gracious, it was crazy
I know.
because I had been gone away from Nigeria for so long. It felt like Lagos was just a mad place. I'm sorry.
I mean, the traffic alone.
Yeah, the people, it was just rowdy. It really disturbed my mental health. My kids were not, they were not feeling it in any way, shape, or form. But I have this spirit of, no matter where you throw me at or wherever I find myself,
Absorb.
yeah, I would get used to the place, and you know, it might take a little bit of time, but yeah. So that's pretty much what we did, and we've adjusted and we've adapted.
Wow. So how come you moved from acting now to making films? I really want to know why.
Well, change is constant, first of
True.
all. I wasn't happy with where I was in the industry, and I felt like I wasn't being utilized well enough. I don't feel like my talent is being explored like it should, and I felt like I wasn't seeing stories that I really wanted to be part of, and everything just seemed like they were all the same. So I contacted Kaede Kasum, well, through Jade Sola, because one of the movies that she made was Sugar Rush, and when you know a good movie is when you're watching and you're like, damn, I wish I was in there. So I contacted her. You know, she told me Kaede Kasum directed, and she spoke to him, and then, you know, me and Kaede had our conversation. Stephanie Nokonkwo wrote the script. I just gave my direction, and we came out with SOOLE. And SOOLE was top 10 best movies in Nigeria for 2021. So, and that's really not something that is, I wouldn't say it's not achievable, but any actor who is crossing over into filmmaking, it's always hard on the first try when, you know, they're going to dabbling into production. But I thank God. I mean, I gave it my all. I mean,
And it paid off.
Yeah, I worked my tail off just for that movie to be seen and appreciated.
Yeah, that's really interesting to know. But I also realized that when you were acting, you acted more for Yoruba movies.
No.
Yeah, so that narrative is wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I started off as an English actor.
Okay.
Blockbusters.
Okay.
Every production that I was part of went straight to the cinemas. I also got nominated for Best Supporting Actress in the whole of Africa that year for AMVC. I think that was either 2015 or between 2014 to 2016 for Bobby's movie, It's Her Day. And then from there, you know, automatically you would feel your career is like, you know, on the rise, but my just went down.
So why did that happen?
Darling, I am still trying to figure out, but you know, things happen for a reason. Whether it's you're doing, you know, God's doing, it is what it is. What is meant to be will be.
Absolutely.
It was a really trying time for me. Super depressed, you know, gained tons of weight. I just was not feeling myself. That was what really motivated and pushed me to, you know, start my own film production and then put SOOLE out.
Any sin that we have committed, Father, forgive us in Jesus' name. Amen.
So now that you have teenage boys, your kids are so, oh my God. Can I put in an application for my nieces?
The list is long.
Oh yeah, but I know my nieces will make it to the top. I know that.
Well.
I know that. I'm not even startled. I'm sure. I know that. Yeah. But anyway, your boys are just, oh my God. Okay.
Thank you.
So let me focus. So
Right.
like I was saying, so like having teenage boys, could you tell us maybe the challenges navigating work with, you know, being there for them, because this is really the pivotal moment that you really as a mom need to be there for them. So could you just walk us through that?
Well, right now it's gotten easier because they're both in secondary school. Maureen is in 10th grade and Aiden is in 7th grade. So it's much easier, and they're boarding students, so they're not really at home as much. during visiting day in school, I do go out there to see them, spend time with them. Right now, they actually just got home yesterday for midterm break. So any opportunity that I have to spend time with them, we're together. You have to understand, I hate to use this word, but it is what it is. I have been a single parent for a very long time, so we have adapted to how we do things. When it's school time, it's school time. And when it's time for mommy to work, they do understand that I have to work so we can get that shmoney.
To be able to pay for their school fees
You
and every other thing in between.
My kids can be quite expensive, so they know when mommy wants to work, I have to work, but never have I ever missed any important dates that has to do with them. That's top priority for me.
And that is good.
Yeah, I would drop any amount of work, just to make sure that my kids and I spend that time together. I don't joke with them.
Yeah, that is really very good. So tell me, now that they are teenage boys, have you had sex conversation with them? Because remember, this our space is all about relationship and conversation and discussions. So tell me, let's talk about sex discussion with your boys. Yeah. So I know it's an uncomfortable conversation for every mom to have, especially because they are boys. It would have been easier if they were girls, I think.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. So tell me, have you had that conversation with them, and how did they take it? How was it, for you having that conversation, and also how did they receive it if you've had that conversation?
So I guess being an American, I can't really speak for other countries, even Nigeria, because how we were brought up was totally different from what my kids know. So from a very young age in America, even in school, in preschool, the teachers are teaching them how to dial 911 if anything occurs at home. So my kids from a very young age know certain things. Like for someone like me, since they were young, if you want to, like a visitor comes and you want to greet them, like you are not allowed to carry my kids and put them on your lap. No, that's a big no. I don't do all that. You can greet them, oh hey, hug them, whatever, but that's where it ends. When they were much younger, I would always talk about sex, subtly. Don't let no one
touch your pee-pee.
Yeah, don't let them camp you to the corner, things like that. And now that my older son has gotten older and he's becoming a big boy, I think this is the age where their eyes begin to see other things, and I'm like, Marion, if you touch her, hey, and I can be very dramatic. Yeah. And then he'll say, Mom, I don't want my future to be ruined.
Good.
I would never
he knows that.
Yeah,
Good.
I bless God. God did bless me with great children, so they don't understand things to a certain
boundaries
level.
Not to cross.
Of course. So Marion knows that his education is for. The first time he said that to me, I just sat back. I was like,
"Thank you, God." Yeah.
He told me. He said, "Mom, I don't want my future being ruined. Do you think I want to get someone pregnant at this age? No, it's school first."
How old is he now?
He's going to be 15 in a few months.
Wow, he's a big boy.
Yes. So they do know. Now the younger one, it's still subtly, I haven't gotten to that stage yet. But with Marion, and then with school, their science classes, they're also teaching them a thing or two in school. So yeah, it's been it's cringing to talk about. I hate that.
But you would at some point.
Well,
right?
I already started.
Yeah,
we've spoken
mildly,
to Yes, he knows not to go close to any woman. Yeah, he knows that. Girl, let's not say girl. Girl.
Girls of his age.
He shouldn't be next to any woman.
Yeah,
not
of
at
course.
this age, God forbid.
Okay, but how is your relationship with them like? Like, do you think that they feel very comfortable to tell you every and anything? Do you have that kind of relationship with them? Because boys are usually very withdrawn, especially with their mamas and all that. So, but do you think you've succeeded in making them that comfortable, regardless of how uncomfortable the discussion is? Do you see yourself having that kind of relationship?
Myself and Marion, who is my oldest, we are like two peas in pod. We're like best friends, and I do talk to him like I'm talking to an adult. I really don't care what other people's opinion is about that. I let him know what life is about. I don't want to make certain mistakes. I don't want him making certain mistakes that I made, growing up. So I try to I don't expose him to bad things, nothing like that. But, there's some conversations that I have with him. I mean, he's a very smart kid. So he understands things to a certain point and level. If he was right here and you're having a conversation with him, you're probably going to be dumbfounded with the way he's going to respond because of, how smart
the wisdom.
He is.
Yeah,
yes.
he has, yeah.
So we have a great relationship. Well, I want to hope that we have a great relationship. They're very comfortable telling me things. Yes, Marion has gotten to that stage because they were big time mama's boy and still mama's boy. But I took them to a boarding school because I wanted them to become independent. They were becoming extremely too attached. And I see the result now. Now, my feelings are beginning to get hurt a little bit because Marion is now a big boy. He wants his own space, his own privacy, and all that good stuff. But our relationship, as far as, them speaking to me or being comfortable, they know anytime, any day, you can always talk to
Mama. Oh, that's so brilliant. So please tell me, what advice do you have for single moms that have children, especially teenage boys, on how to build a closer relationship with their sons or their children?
I wouldn't even just say advice for single moms. I would just say advice for mothers in general, because you can be in a relationship, in a marriage, and still be miserable, honey.
Preach, sister.
Preach. So that doesn't define anything, but I would just advise parents, mothers especially, be very at alert. In this society right now, we see what's going on with kids and being too overly exposed to what they have no business being exposed to. Pay attention to your children. Yes, life happens and work comes in, and you want to cater, you want to make sure you're making enough money, so to say, to take care of your family. But please pay attention to those little details. Just pay attention, be free, and don't be too strict on them. Let them feel very comfortable being able to, walk up to you and say, hey, Mom, this is it. Since they got back yesterday, I can't count how many times I've subtly, in different ways, manners, to ask, so half of this term, how has it been like? Any issues in school? Any bullying? Do you have any problem with anyone? Has anyone done anything? And, he was like, oh no, Mom, really, this term has been very chilled. He even had great things to say about his younger brother, because the younger one is, he's still younger, but I see the maturity, oozing out of Aiden as well. That's the younger brother. And the older brother had great things to say about him, that, Mommy, Aiden has changed. He's so calm now and whatnot. So it brings me good joy. It fills my heart, knowing that they're becoming their own man. So
do you know your countenance changed immediately you started talking about your kids? When you were talking about your career, you were like, but immediately you started talking about your kids, one could see the love. I mean, who wouldn't love their kids? That's so brilliant. Now, another final question.
Right.
With all this news we hear about boarding schools and kids being bullied in school, are you scared?
Well, so I attended a boarding school.
I did as well.
And yes, I was bullied. I was first of my kind. I was the first mixed race, white, whatever you want to refer to me as, in my secondary school. And I went through hell. I'm actually very shocked that I came back to Nigeria, for one, that I eventually allowed my children to attend a boarding school. And the third one, I'm not going to say, just for security reasons. But I'm very shocked that, I'm even allowing them to experience that boarding life. But you have to understand that boarding during our time is different from boarding now.
Absolutely.
When I find out the food that they're being given, I'm like, they're giving you hot dogs and they're giving you ice cream after meals. I'm like, We
Nobody
drank Gary.
Oh yes, and soaked them in cold
You
water.
understand? So I'm like, where is that coming from? And you know, the world is now more open. People see things now, and people see life differently, and people are paying more attention to what they just call the norms. So I have no regrets. I'm happy. They're happy. If my kids are happy, I'm good.
Yeah, and again, for the fear part, you are really a hands-on mom.
Yeah.
So clearly you would know if something is going on,
Oh,
or if
I will-
something wants to start going
Well,
on.
they
Yeah,
know.
you
They know in
Yeah.
school. I will call every single store.
Yeah.
What is going on?
Yeah. And that's
Do
what
I
it's
need
supposed
to come on down there? But so far, so good. You know, it's been great, and I thank God.
Yeah.
I thank God.
I'm happy
It can
for you.
only get better.
Yeah, I'm happy for you. And
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
This means a lot to me.
Oh,
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So guys, you heard it. You don't have any reason to be scared that your kids are in boarding school. If you're a hands-on mom or a hands-on parent, you would actually get clues initially before things get out of hand. Thank you so much, Adunni.
Thank you for having me.
So guys, comment and tell us if you have any issues with maybe your kids being in secondary school or whatever. Just comment and let us know. You never know who you're helping doing that. Remember to always hang in there, for the very best is next. Love you. Mwah. Ciao.